Good.
So the last couple of weeks I've been working on the Animals project, and that was the demo. That's as far as I got with the demo. I started with you last week. So in the afternoon I just did a little bit on this side. Just got a little bit further. But obviously I could keep going with that. So I thought today maybe I'd go on to something using watercolours as a medium, different. And perhaps rather than just a single animal, maybe a group of animals. That sort of what I thought I'd do. Yep. But a couple of other things to talk about. So in the email with the videos, I mentioned possibly going outside. So we're not here next week. I'm taking my week's break, and then our last week before we have a summer break is the week after. So if anybody did want to do a little bit of work outside that week, we could do either part of the lesson or all of the lesson outside.
Warms up.
So if it warms up, yeah, it wouldn't be if it's cold. So it's only if you want to, and it's only if it's warm. But if it is warm enough, what I could do is maybe do a little painting or drawing demo outside, or maybe around the back of the windmill or something like that. And then those that wanted to could work outside for a little bit. If you can do that, maybe just sort of lightweight sketching equipment would be good, particularly if you've never done it before. So like a sketchbook and a pencil or a bit of watercolour, something like that. So that's a possibility for that last week. Normally I've organised a couple of outdoor sessions, but this month has been so packed with things to do, I've not had a lot of spare time to do that. It's possible I might be able to manage one during the summer break. So if I do, I'll email you and let you know, and then those of you that are interested can come on. So that's that. The other thing I want to mention, last week I think I mentioned the art trail, and I've sent you emails and given you leaflets. Each year in the art trail, all the artists donate something to raise money for the trail, so that we can put another trail on next year. So that goes to things like publicity and things like that. So we do pay to belong to the trail. It costs us like 60 odd quid a year, plus we do a donation. So what we do is we have a secret auction, and this painting here is what I'm giving to the auction. So this will be auctioned off during the art trail. Last year I put a painting in, and no, I didn't get a single bid. So I thought I don't advertise it. This was going to be the painting last year, and I started it, and then I was going to go back. I did one session, so this painting I've done all on location. It's about three sessions, so it's been a fair few hours gone into it. What happened last year was I did a session, blocked everything out, and then they covered this crooked bill in scaffolding, so couldn't really carry it on. So I waited till this year, and then I've carried it on. So I'm hoping that this one will get a few more bits this year.
Is it oils?
It's oil. It's oil painting. Obviously, it's all framed up. In the past, sometimes I've not had any bids. Sometimes people have bid far more than I would have charged anyway. So it's a real, hit and miss thing. Sometimes I've brought in hundreds. Sometimes I've brought in a couple of quid sort of thing. So can be quite good. But if anybody would like to place a bid, you just fill one of those cards there, and you can just pop it. It's a secret bid. You pop it in that box. Only I'll know what's been bid. I've got one bid so far from one of the other classes. So that's just to know that. And during the art trail, I will
Have
be
you
there.
signed that?
Yeah.
We can't put our name on it.
Wait, did I'll be at the art trail's on 6th to the 14th of July, and I will be there on the 2 Saturdays. So if you want to come by and have a chat, I show my work at Millie's Deli. Mine is venue number 3, and we're open basically Tuesday till Saturday. It opens. So it's a nice little deli, and they're very happy for you to go around and have a look at the work.
Where is that then? It's the shopping street, in the high street, or down at the front?
No, it's kind of Lee Road, so it's going out towards Chalkwell.
Oh, okay.
So if you should go around the Broadway, around the
Yeah.
bend, and going out towards Chalkwell, it's one of the first ones on the trail. So, yep. So it's a nice little deli. They've got a nice garden out the back with cafes like that. So if I get good weather, it'll be good. I usually paint during the 2 Saturdays. I usually stand outside and do a bit of painting.
With your umbrella.
With the umbrella sometimes. Yeah. There's not a lot of room inside the deli to paint. So, yeah. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, so going on to the demo today. So I thought, I wasn't really quite sure what I wanted to do today. I wanted to do a different medium and a different approach. And this is the sort of thing that appeals to me more in relation to animals. I've done a few, I've done a couple of portraits of dogs for my wife, because she loves dogs and we've had dogs in the past. But I'm not really a sort of animal portrait artist. But I do love to see like animals in a setting. So things like the cows, these are the goats in Hadley, chickens in another place I taught at. So I do sort of, and this I had painted that scene from life, and there was a competition. This is at Dedham.
Dedham, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a painting competition, and it was quite nice because I sort of started. The cows were just coming into this bit as I set up, and then they wandered off. And then, fortunately, towards the end of the session, they came back. And so I kind of just quickly sketched them, but I was sort of painting them. So this is a photo I took at the time. With these sort of things, obviously, if you're there, you can place them where you want, or they'll move. So it's a matter of. And if I'm working from photographs, I think I've only got this one printed off, but what I often do is take loads and loads of photos. So this is the sort of thing that I'd urge you to do, and this is the sort of reason why you'd want to go outside and you do quick sketches or take photographs and build up your own references. I mean, probably about half the photos there are what I've taken. Lots of the others are what one of my students took and gave me her collection, and then it's sort of ends. But really, I would urge you to sort of, get your own references. You're painting about your own paintings then, that are about your own experiences of places you've been to. And that's what excites me about painting. I love going to different places. I love seeing what else there is in the world. So, as you know, most of what I do on location. So, yeah, something like this, I'll do a sort of one thing you could do is like a compositional sketch. So just a sketch to work out what would be, an interesting composition. These cows are quite nice, but they're all the same colour, so they slightly merge into each other. Might be more interesting if there's a bit more variety there. So the way I'll go about this, the painting I did was an oil painting. I'm going to work with watercolours. I'm actually starting with the main shape of the body. Quite often I will start with the head, which is in some ways an easier way to work. But in this case, they're not too difficult to shape. And then perhaps work around here. So this one's head. I'll try this one, got the head first, and working back up. So that can come up to there, and then the rest of it will be about there. And then take from there. And then it might be nice to, I don't know, maybe I'll leave that one out. I'll just keep those two in, and perhaps just have this on the background. So at this point, in a way the animals are the complicated shape, so it's easier for me if I get those in first. And what's lovely about this sort of scene is the reflections, these kind of reflections in the water. So I'll very quickly just plot in roughly where they're going to be. About there. And then a little bit of the bank there, coming out here. Pop that one. Just pop them in really quickly. And we can just try and sketch his shape in more of the paint. And then perhaps work a little bit around, just try and feel my way around the landscape. Hiya! Come in. And a little bit here. In some ways, that might be quite a nice either square painting, or this might be quite nice if there's a tiny bit here. One thing I didn't like about the photo is that this reflection is very close to the cows themselves. And I sort of thought it might be better if move that tree over a little bit and just have a little bit more, perhaps have that reflection there. So when you've got landscapes, you can, you don't have to stick religiously with whatever a photo that's recorded in that particular split second of time. The idea is to sort of make a strong painting, a strong composition. So I'm thinking perhaps something like that might work. Another idea you can do is maybe get some bits of paper and just mask areas off. And then perhaps, perhaps draw in what the rest of this might look like, if these on the edge sort of thing. So do feel free to improvise a bit. All right, so that was that bit. So watercolours, what I'm thinking really, the bits to do first would be the lightest bits. So I'm probably not actually going to get a chance to paint the cows in this session. But I'm thinking the water is the lightest bit, and maybe these reflections. So I'll just get some paint mixed up. Got some water. Yeah, so I've got just a very pale wash. And with watercolours, I find it's best to work with as big a brush as you can manage. And for me, it's a little bit of a lilac-y grey. I don't know if that's my printer's colour or whether that was the colours there. I'll stick with what I've got for a minute. So just a little bit of purple and a tiny bit of brown and black. I'm trying to make that greyish colour. And then the reflections, browny green, perhaps something like that. So I'll try and mix some colour for those as well. I've got I'll mix some of these colours. Right, okay. So just want to go quite pale to start with. Just test that out. It feels fairly pale. And that can go, and that actually can go over the cows because they're slightly, in most places, slightly darker than the background. Just going to go around there. So this might be a demo that I'll start in this class and carry on with the next one, and then you see the results on the video if you watch the videos. So it's a nice big wash, and then with a slightly smaller brush, try and get some of these reflections in. So that sort of size brush should be okay for that. We'll start with let's start with these trees. And watercolour is a nice medium for painting reflections because all you need to do is just get some nice soft edges, something like that. And then here it's a little bit darker. You need to get this in quite quick actually before and I don't particularly want very sharp edges, so I'll just do that. That gives me a medium tone. I think I'll go a little bit darker than that. Stick some more paint up and just work that into there. Perhaps just a little bit darker in here. And then the reflections of the cows while the paint's still wet, while this is still wet, it's just about put those in. Got that one's head there, and a little bit of legs there. Working down just a few thin bits. And that's probably about as far as we go with that particular layer, because that's already just starting to dry up a little at the bottom, a little bit here, so I'm getting slightly sharper edges. Possibly go a tiny bit stronger with it. colour just in there. Well, because this bit is still quite wet, so that really doesn't matter if I a little bit darker there. Is that okay? This bit might be, if this is dry enough, I might be able to get some of the dark side. It is starting to dry now, so perhaps I'll do the darker look out just to get that to stand out. I think these counter the Frisia or something where they're black and white. So, but these particular ones are quite white. And again, it's something like I might change things like the colour of the legs just to get those to stand out. Just wanting to get an idea of how that would go. Is that okay? Any questions? Right, okay, so that's, if anybody wants more to go, that's it.